Hey everybody, it's Rein and I'm back with another installment to my wedding vlog series. This time I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful mirror pedestal, except I am doing what I am calling mirrored cubes or mirrored stackers. This was my initial inspiration from Wayfair. I wanted some additional mirrored accents that weren't as high as the pillars that I built. And when I saw this, I thought, I can do that. So taking from this particular inspiration, I decided to make some cubes that I could stack any way I want. And as you can see, they cost about $86.35. That was the lowest that I could find them. But I'm going to show you how I did it for less than 30 bucks. Stay tuned. Jumping right in here, don't be alarmed. That is exactly what you see, a Uhaul book box 12 by 12 by 12 that I am using for the base of this particular project. It's going to be very sturdy. If you're uncomfortable, you can refer to the other tutorial that I did on those taller mirrored pillars, and you can always get some particle board that's a little thicker. I also got these mirrors from Hobby Lobby. Now they're $5.99 each. I did use my 40% off discount, but Amazon has 12 for $46. So instead of spending $30 on one box without the discount, that's a much better deal, and you can make two. So I ended up ordering them from Amazon after that. And then this is the thin particle board that I bought for about $8. It was a large sheet that I had cut down into 12 by 12 squares. I ended up with probably about 32, which is way more than I needed, but it was good for the project. You can also use these to adhere to each side of the box for a little more sturdiness if that's what you like. I spray painted one of these silver just for continuity. One of these is going to end up being the bottom. I am not going to put mirrors on all sides, because if I do, that mirror is going to get stuck. Now this is also going to add a little bit of sturdiness. As you see, I'm able to move that box, which you really can't control when you tape the box together, so you really need that to stabilize. Now you could put a mirror on the bottom. I just don't recommend it. I have that leftover iron grip from my last project that I'm going to use, and that'll cost you about $9. Once you've taped your box into the perfect square, and whether or not you chose to spray paint your square tile, I'm just taking that iron grip, which I think is best for this project, and I am creating a square and then an X in the center, and I'm going to attach that to this cardboard box. Now I chose not to use a glue like epoxy or E6000, because what I have found in other projects is that when you use that glue on more cardboard or papery type projects, it tends to absorb and it doesn't adhere. This glue is for all kinds of surfaces, and it's the best that I have found on the market for these types of projects. So you definitely want to pick that up. Okay, so now that I've got that attached, as you can see, once you put the 12 by 12 square on the box, you're going to have a little bit of extra space. Part of that is because if you want those mirrors to touch, then you're going to need a smaller box than this. For me, this is perfectly fine because I am going to add bling in the center. But what I wanted to show you is I took my silver metallic paint, and just like in the other project, I'm spraying those corners. I am changing that cardboard to that silver metallic so that when I bling over it in the light, it doesn't pick up that brown, because you know, using the bling wrap, you can see through it. Instead, it will pick up that nice shiny metallic paint, and it will actually sparkle a ton under lighting in your reception hall as well as outside in the sunlight. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray every single corner on this particular box, and as soon as that is dry, I'm going to go ahead to the next step. And so now that that's dry, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the back of the mirrors as I did to the 12 by 12 thin particle board tiles. And I'm just running that iron grip on the back of the mirror in a square along its edges, and then I'm going to put an X in the middle. You can also use a little bit of your hot glue to stabilize it just to make sure things don't slide. But it takes about 30 seconds to 45 seconds for this particular glue to adhere, which is one of the reasons I really love it. Once you've got that glued, you're going to adhere it to the side of the box. Now this is where you have to pay attention. You want to make sure that you line these mirrors up as neatly and accurately with each other as possible. You don't want to create extra spacing. You don't want mirrors to slide. So you really want to pay attention to where you're laying those mirrors. Otherwise, it will completely throw off the rest of your design. Ask me how I know. And so here it is with all of those mirrors attached. Again, you want to make sure that you line those mirrors edge to edge as best as possible. Again, I'm not worried about that gapping because I'm going to incorporate my bling design inside of there to match some of the other pillars. Again, if you want your mirrors to touch, then you need a smaller base on the inside or to build this a different way, but this worked for me. And here it is with the bling. This is so pretty. I cannot be happier with how this came out. Again, the more time and attention to detail you give the placement of those mirrors, you should have some pretty even bling going on. You don't want to, have mirrors that are too low or too high on the box because it will throw it off when you go to lay that bling. This took me about 2 strips of bling inside of each opening, so that actually ended up working out really, really perfect for me. Again, it's all about how you lay those mirrors. And here's the first look. And it's so exciting for me. I love it. I love the way that this came out. I put one of my memorial arrangements on top of it just to get a sense of what that would look like. And this is just absolutely stunning as far as I'm concerned. It matches perfectly with the taller mirrored pillars that I did. If you like those, there is a tutorial for it. I'll link back to that from the end of this video. But this is what it looks like. And as you can see, it really looks good just as one. So even without the others stacked on top of it, it's really pretty. And I'm going to have varying heights. And again, I'm really glad that I did these as singles because I want to be able to move and stack those any way that I want and not be limited by adhering them together. But I really, really love how this came out. And so here they are stacked. Now, the only thing I did different with the others that I built, I had a lot of those 12 by 12 thin particle board tiles left over. So I decided to put one at the top and the bottom of each box. You can also put them all over the sides of the box for added security. It's not gonna break or fall in either way, but that was just something I decided to do. And I only had to add one more strip of bling because it does raise that mirror up from the box just a tiny bit, but it didn't throw off the design. I'm still really pleased with how it came out. This is very much like the inspiration. However, if you're going to stack it like this, I recommend that you use that iron grip and secure them together just for added security. It's not going to cave in. It's perfectly stable as it is, but just for peace of mind. And if you want something even more sturdy, then you can use the particle board that I use to build those taller pillars that are right next to it. However, I really, really like how these came out. The possibilities are endless. I love the idea of keeping them separate because after the wedding, I can create so many different designs that are pyramid-like or line them all side by side and put a long flower arrangement on top. The possibilities are endless. You can put vases, pictures, candles, you name it, it's going to be absolutely fabulous. So this was really fun and cheap and quick to make as an added accent. I hope that you like it. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you. If it's not, welcome back. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Until next project, be blessed, guys.